Welcome to the first episode of Smosh Games Gamer Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're actually talking about the fourth quarter games that are coming out this year because they're the ones we all care about. But it's not just me talking at you all day here. Let's look at the rest of the Smosh Games guys.
I'm Lasercorn, and I'll be bringing you all sorts of interesting video game tidbits throughout the show.
I'm Sohinky, and I disagree with everything that Lasercorn just said.
And we forgot the most important member of our team.
Oh.
A technology so powerful, it is an affront to God himself. The Smosh Bot.
Powerful technology. You bitches built me out of cardboard. I can't even move my arms.
Those were actually really mean words, Smosh Bot, but you get the picture. So like I mentioned, this is the year that we all love. Like, this is the time of year that just makes us happy. It's when all the real good games come out. And we're gonna be looking at which ones are our favorites and which ones we think are actually outsell everyone else.
There's a bunch of AAA titles, and the end of the world is coming. So lots to look forward to.
If you believe that nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so why don't we kick it off with you, Jovenshire? Let's.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to?
For ever since I was a youngin', I've always enjoyed the Resident Evil franchise, and coming out beginning of October is Resident Evil 6. Now, I know that Resident Evil 5 has definitely taken away from the franchise into a much different direction, but it was a really fun co-op game, and I think that there is some hope for Resident Evil 6, so personally I'm looking forward to it, most importantly because there are zombies. They aren't throughout the entire game, but they're zombies, so that's a win.
How do you feel about the moving and shooting at the same time mechanic? Are you one of those hardcore people that's just like, I hate it, or
well, if it's gonna have to be better than Resident Evil Raccoon City Outbreak or whatever.
Operation Raccoon City.
There you go, because that wasn't as fluid. Like, it was cool, it was the first time they were using it, but at the same time, it wasn't having it. So Resident Evil 5, you stand, you shoot, you're terrified because there's something behind you and it wants to kill you, so it just keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. I played the demo, and you will see some of the horror in Leon's campaign, but as far as Chris's campaign goes, it's really actiony, and I wouldn't be expecting a lot of the scary horror that you're used to.
Speaking of Chris's campaign, there are images online of infected that are using guns. And I'm more than positive that's in Chris's section, and I'm not looking forward to that. I don't want that in my survival horror games. That becomes just a
What
shooter
is the
and an
point
action
of
game.
giving a zombie a gun? Yeah, I hate that they're doing that. And not only are they doing that in the new Resident Evil, they're doing it in Dead Space 3. There are enemies with guns. Yeah, do you remember from 2, that weird cult that was like, oh, the necromorphs are like the next evolution in human whatever intelligence. Well, now they're going to be like fighting you with guns, and it's not a good direction for survival horror to be going.
So maybe it's not a survival horror game anymore, it's just an action game with scary elements.
I think it depends how it's integrated, because if it turns into a cover shooter, then obviously that's going to be the worst thing ever. But if there's one or two enemies every now and then that happen to be able to shoot some kind, like, you wouldn't be complaining if they were lobbing like ooze balls at you. Just pretend, they're ooze balls instead of bullets, and it's the same thing basically.
But ooze balls are scarier. Why can't we have ooze balls?
So, that's Resident Evil. How about you, Lasercorn? You got a bunch of games coming out. You got Assassin's Creed, we got some Halo 4, we got BLOPS coming out.
Yeah.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, that's the game that I'm probably looking forward to most in terms of AAA titles. I have to say, the one thing that has me a little hung up about the game is the multiplayer, which I got to demo at E3 this year, and the mode they were showing off was Domination. And I thought that was a little lazy. I don't know how you guys feel, but Domination just doesn't seem to belong in an Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion. It seems like something that's like more of a first-person shooter type thing. This is a stealth game. It doesn't really make full sense to me.
You're absolutely right. They just took an existing game type and shoehorned it in there. And what they really need to be doing is coming up with new game types that focus on, Assassin's Creed kind of unique gameplay, stealth, multiplayer
But they tried
mechanic.
that in Brotherhood, they tried that in Revelations, but people don't play the game like that.
I think it's sort of based on how the combat system works, because you have to kind of lock on to someone to perform an action. The game might play a little differently if you could, say, freely aim your hidden gun at anyone or whatever. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't know. If we're
so it would be that animation. It's like sneaky assassin.
That guy down there.
You do your kind of wrist thing. You're like,
I mean, let's be honest.
Let's pretend this
like
isn't a gun.
Spider-Man.
He does a bunch of nonsense that you shouldn't do if you're an assassin anyway. Like walk through people like this, out of my way.
Lasercorn touching dudes. What a surprise.
But maybe we should hear from the rest of the team on this one.
I agree.
Are you referring to Smosh
I
Bots?
think I am.
I think
Smosh
the
Bots.
Smosh Bot needs to...
Bring up Ian and Anthony.
Please, no. I hate those guys.
That was not nice. No, you bring up Ian and Anthony now.
Do as we command, Smosh Bots.
I'm very sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Smosh Bot normally doesn't have an attitude like this.
I hate my life.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, you're sitting really close to me, Ian.
Ian and Anthony, what are your thoughts on the upcoming games still yet to be released in this year?
Woo! Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3, which should be cool because you're now in America, which makes everything better.
Does it? Does it really?
Yes, because
And you have a tomahawk.
so I think Assassin's Creed 3 will be better. Now it doesn't look really like the problem that I always had with Assassin's Creed is that you couldn't run on trees, and now you can.
And you could run through a random building every once in a while.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 6, I'm excited, but I'm a little bit scared because it kind of looks like it's going into like an action
It's weird.
direction.
I think
don't
there's
know.
yeah, I don't know. From the little I've seen, it's like you got this like crazy ninja dude that does ninja stuff.
So it's like they all have their own traits. different
Yeah,
characters.
yeah. and then-
I liked Resident Evil 4, which was really like just survival horror. It wasn't about action at all, really.
yeah, and Anthony and I played 5 through, and it wasn't scary at all, really.
I mean, it wasn't very scary, but it was still fun.
I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to scary games. I
his
wasn't.
pants 3 times.
Yeah, which is a lot less than most of the time when I'm playing a scary.
Halo 4.
It's Halo, so I mean,
It's a different developer though.
yeah.
So you nervous about that? I know you're a big Halo fan.
I mean, I was like a stupidly big Halo fan,
You
and
skipped
then
school.
I
to
the
get
one
Halo
time
2.
the one time I skipped school was to get the pre-ordered copy of Halo 2.
Here's a little fact for you. Ian used to write fan fiction for Halo.
It was fun. It was great. It was never a romantic. It was just mainly people just dying and explosions.
So it was cool.
It was cool, bro.
Cool, bro.
It was cool fan fiction. BLOPS 2,
What is that? Like
Black Ops 2. Yeah.
Oh.
It's just it's just fun to say BLOPS. I don't know. I'm assuming you'll probably shoot people in that game,
you'll probably shoot people and have a gun.
and you'll probably shoot people. Yeah, it's shooting people. Expect a lot of shooting people
So
in the face.
Obviously, we're most excited for BLOPS.
BLOPS 2.
Nerd. Nerd.
Well, there you have it. Straight from the machine that will eventually enslave us all, the Smosh Bot.
I wish someone would shoot me in the face.
We're not really talking about like AAA games though. I'm kind of looking forward to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I think it looks really good. A lot of people are hating on it because they're saying that it's going to be like a Smash clone. But personally, I just connect more with the characters. I was sort of like that Sega into PlayStation kid. I didn't get too much into Nintendo. So I'm really excited. Smash Brothers is an amazing game. So I'm looking forward to see what Sony does with it.
Yeah, like just the mechanics alone, like it seems like it's going to work. Like you only get kills by doing your special moves, so it keeps you like in combat. You can't just be on the side and wait for that last kill. Like, oh, I won with one kill, and that's actually how Sohinki wins at Super Smash Brothers.
I get the finals.
So he doesn't win that often.
All right, I win.
He mostly loses.
I win a pretty frequent amount. They can't touch my Rob. But anyway, we're getting off topic here.
No good with Rob.
The thing that strikes me as very similar though is, you just brought it up, the final Smash was such a big thing in the most recent game. So it's actually really similar because you get that final Smash that's sort of like when you start winning. It can kind of turn the game around.
But
Whereas
in
this one, it's like all final Smashes
Yeah,
almost.
but in All Stars you have like three different levels of a final Smash?
Yeah, basically.
So like yeah, your third one, if you can get there, is going to be like a stage wipe.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you're all dead. But maybe you can use it now, just try to get one kill in.
I think it'll be interesting.
I think it'll be balanced.
I think the game appeals to me because I've always wanted to play a Sweet Tooth in Smash Brothers. So that's awesome. So who wouldn't want to? That's what Smash Brothers lacks, really, is a psychotic serial murdering clown. You don't have that in Smash Brothers.
You've got a point.
Hey, you do have a point, and I would like to see Mario's head get chainsawed off.
Yes, that
There's
would
a
be
little
awesome,
weird,
right?
dark part of me that just wants to see his head pop off, and like Luigi's like, yahoo, or something.
Smosh Games, huge fan of Nintendo.
For the love of God, is this episode almost done?
So there you guys have it. There's a lot of great games coming out in just the next 3 months, so start saving your pennies now and get those letters out to Santa early, because guys, you got a bunch of games to be playing, and the whole end of the world thing's gonna be a small problem and a little kink in your schedule.
Hope it's a zombie
They
apocalypse.
found that extra bit of
Zombie
the
apocalypse.
Mayans calendar.
Anyways, guys, we can't end an episode of Gamer Nation without some good old-fashioned robo-wisdom. So with that, we take it back to Smosh Bot. Bam!
Robot wisdom. Do not try surfing on top of an airplane while it flies over a volcano.
Sharding is funny, but not when it happens to you.
What is that smell, Anthony?
Nothing. It's not funny.
It's a robot shard.
Well, I just had 2 guys in me. I guess I know how Jobin feels.
Wise words from a wise robot. Sharding really does affect all of us. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Gamer Nation. Guys, make sure you follow us at Smosh Games on Twitter and our Facebook page. We're going to be posting out the topic for next week's show coming up in a little bit here. And if you've got a good point, you might just appear on the show. All right, guys, from all of us here at Smosh Games, until next time.
See ya.